Hello and welcome back to the Cars Ireland YouTube channel. In today's video we take a look around the Polestar 2. Now Polestar used to make souped up versions of Volvo. Volvo bought them out and have separated them into their own unique brand with a focus on performance electric vehicles. The first car was the Polestar 1, naturally enough, and that was the most gorgeous coupe you'll ever see in your life. This is the Polestar 2, their second car, unsurprisingly. It's a good looking car, isn't it? And these headlights are meant to represent Thor's hammer. So if you're a Marvel fan or Norse mythology or Chris Hemsworth fan, you'll be very happy.
Is he asleep?
Let's have a look around.
CarsIreland.ie. Click, click, vroom, vroom.
What's charging like? Well, the larger battery can charge at 151 kilowatt hours, smaller battery at 133 kilowatt hours. So at a fast public charger, you're talking 10 to 80% in about 30 to 40 minutes, if you can find one moving at that speed. Your more traditional 7.4 kilowatt hour wall box will charge in about 10 to 12 hours from 0 to 100%. So, what's the range like? Well, that depends. You have the option of two batteries, standard range 69 kilowatts, or a 78 kilowatt larger, longer range battery. You also have the choice of a single motor, so just one on the front, or a dual motor four-wheel drive setup. If you go single motor, standard battery, you're talking about 480 kilometers of range. If you go single motor, longer battery, you're talking 550 kilometers of range. If you go dual motor, so motor on the front and motor on the back, you can only have that with the longer range battery and about 490 kilometers. The caveat there is range is always movable and it depends on your driving style and the weather. It is a hatchback with 405 litres of space and a handy cubby underneath the floor for your charging cables. Space in the back is sufficient. I'm 6 foot for reference. What's it like up front? In a word, lovely. The 11.2 inch screen is the main focus point. It is a Google Android system, but it will function with Apple as well, don't worry. It's very intuitive, it's very simple, it's very easy to use, it's crisp, it's clear, it's HD, and it even has a function where it tells you everything is fine. A lovely promise, but one beyond the powers of a mere car. It is very Swedish, it's very minimalist, and you can get a vegan interior too. It's not made for vegans, it's friendly to vegans. The build quality is also really good too. There's also a driver display that will show your map, your battery data, your range, your speed, all that important information. Looks really good, really crisp, really HD, nice setup. Really like the gear selector as well. There's something very Star Wars-y dark side about it. Our test car did come with something called the Plus Pack, so that features things like a Harman Kardon stereo, this large panoramic sunroof with a hologram of the Polestar logo projected onto the top of the screen, which looks really funky, really cool too. And the all-important heat pump on an electric car, which helps increase range. How does it drive? Really, really well. It's fun and engaging despite that weight. There is a sport mode, which is basically traction control light. You can adjust the weight of the steering and how severe the one-pedal driving is too. Thanks to that four-wheel drive system, it deals with corners really well and only starts to understeer when you really push it to its limits. It's also a really relaxing cruiser and will munch up motorway miles without any issue whatsoever. The suspension is stiff given that it is a sporty car, but over 90% of surfaces it's perfectly fine. It's just those 10% that do catch it out. In my week with the car, I've seen about 400 kilometers and it is summer and it has been quite a nice week weather-wise, thankfully. Is it fast? Well, that depends. If you get the single motor, you get about 230 horsepower and a 0 to 100 km/h time of 7.4 seconds. Our test car has the dual motor four-wheel drive setup, about 400 brake horsepower, 660 Newton meters of torque, and will get to 100 km/h in 4.7 seconds. Punch it, Chewy. If you want to go the whole hog, you can get the Performance Pack, which has 470 horsepower, Brembo brakes, Öhlins dampers, 20-inch alloys, gold seat belts, and will do 0 to 100 in 4.4 seconds. So how much? Well, prices start from just over €52,000 after grants. You can climb all the way to north of €75,000 if you want the performance pack. And as tested, we're in around the mid to late €60,000. So it isn't cheap, but it really does give the likes of a Tesla Model 3 or BMW i4 a real run for their money. Where should I search for over 40,000 cars for sale? CarsIreland.ie. Click the link above. We'll see you again next time. Bye bye.